today I already made a video about Burberry Brit for Men, um, which is by the way a terrific fragrance. I'm gonna do one on the one I've got right now, just on me live up. I put it on earlier on today. It's a fragrance by Tauerville, Rose Flash, and so this one is like a very strong rose fragrance. Um, so I find it funny at first because Rose Flash, where I come from, you can say Rose Flash, and it means like a pretty obnoxious, very neon pink, but like even like just just obnoxious pink, maybe like the Power Rangers. But this one is really not going that way at all. I don't even know if Editor is even aware of that little joke we make, but it's really good. And like it says Flash, it talks about Rose. I thought that it was going to be overwhelming and maybe yeah, too flashy, too intense. It is intense. Like it's a projection. I think it's probably a projection beast. Um, I've tried it a few times. It always projects a lot, and I only put on one spray, like one spray of the. I think it's the perfume. So I think it's the. I didn't even check. See, but one spray of that. Yeah, perfume. One spray of that. It's good. Like you're good to go. It lasts and lasts and lasts and lasts. Um, and it's actually like I always like because of the flash thing. I thought it was going to be very sweet, maybe even nauseating sweet. But no, it's sweet. Like it's got a sweetness to it. I even think that during like the beginning of the dry down, maybe after an hour or so, it kind of smells like a marmalade at some point, but like a rose marmalade. It's really interesting. Some people would say jam. I'd say marmalade because there's like I don't know exactly what are the notes in there. I know that there's the rose is pretty obvious. The woods, like it's a woody scent. I think maybe guaiac wood or cedar wood, like coniferous woody type of scent. And there's something in there that I don't really understand. It's like yeah, it gives off that it would be the same smell as like the flavor you find in marmalade and also in some wines, some French wines, like some maybe Vallée de la Loire wines have this little quality earthy, citrusy, fruity-ish flavor, which is really good. Yeah, I really like the vin from La Loire. Uh, and also like the coniferous woods like in there are really nice to counterbalance the sweetness and the far like the dry down as it dries down and dries down it gets so yeah coniferous like the maybe pine tree too, so some of those trees that are really like it's sexy, like it's really sexy, it's appealing, and yeah, I really like Rose Flash, uh, and like it's cool that it's a 30 milliliter bottle, but you only spray once, and you never have to reapply. Also, I think that the rose is not too like it doesn't scream too much like it's pretty tame, but also very strong. You can notice it right away. It's sweet, but not too much. Um, yeah, and many people on internet I've said that it has a hoppy type of flavor, let's say a smell, that it smells like beer, and it kind of does. I would have like probably more. I'm probably more inclined to say that it smells a bit like wine and maybe the Liège bottle, the Liège the thing on the wine, the bouchon. Uh, and Lali and everything, but it does like there's a hop kind of smell that you can find there. I simply say that it's not the kind of you smell like beer, like you smell like you drank beer too much, um, yesterday, and the remainder, like the beer residue, really smells. It's not that type of smell. It's more like you open a fresh beer that is really expensive with like some rose aromas or some sort, and it really like tastes super good, and and it's like not a light beer. It's something with more power. Um, but it's not an issue for me, and I like real boozy fragrances, but this one is not particularly a boozy fragrance, but it kind of like there is that little booziness about it, that little beer hop thing. Like I said, it reminds me of some wine from La Vallée de la Loire. It reminds me of some wine, and the barrels and the liège and everything. That's more like what I would think of this fragrance than beer. But I kind of agree. Like if you think of it a bit, it smells a bit like beer, but in a good way. Like you won't smell like an alcoholic or some sort of, I don't know. It won't smell like you just drank beer too much. Like it's not like a bad odor. It's like just a nice smell of something that you'd like to drink. Like if if I could drink a beer like that, I would be really uh, enthusiastic. Um, but it's not about the beer. It's not about the wine. It's really about the rose, isn't it? It's rose flash, and the rose is really nice, and it doesn't fade too much during the dry down. It fades a bit. It's just normal. It's one of the more top notes, so it fades quicker, but it doesn't fade that much. You can still smell the rose from the garden. I can smell the garden. The real wood, the real trees, the real garden. It's incredible. So today I've talked about two rose fragrances. One that is more like sharp and very sweet, the Berber Brit for a man, and this one who is like a lot more like darker and more real, more authentic to what a real rose smells like. Um, this perfume is artistic. But it's likable. I'm pretty sure it's likable. I haven't seen much people these times, so I cannot guarantee that I've got like compliments and stuff from that. But I can totally see why it could be a compliment getter, especially in more like refined and sophisticated groups, I guess. I'm not even sure what I'm saying, but these groups really do exist. But it's really nice. I don't think like that anyone would be like overreacting to it, like, oh, it's horrible, it smells too perfumey and stuff, because it's really artistic and well done, and it's sober, but just don't put on too much. It's like it's a perfume, 20% concentration fragrance. It kicks in. But other than that, it's likable, and I think that it's like it has this sexiness that you want. I'm always all for feeling sexy and feeling well with my body, and this one I think is pretty much it really does it. I think it's like $85 for the 30 milliliters, which is really good because it's a perfume concentration, so it's quite a bargain. I think I actually got it in exchange for Versace Eros, so I don't know exactly the price. But very nice fragrance. I think that a lot of people will love it. Um, it's a totally. I think that there's a certain type of people that will love this more. I guess that it's like the artists out there, the poets, like the sensible souls, all these things. So yeah, I guess that it's pretty much all I had to say about this one. Go and try. Like Tower is like they have so many good offerings. Also, Rose Flash, but there's Vanille Flash, all those other fragrances out there by Tower and Tauerville. Always really good. I remember Carillon pour un ange. That was amazing, and it's discontinued, I think. But that was really amazing too. Very artistic, very creative, very unique. So if you're in it for the unique vibe, but still the sexiness, go for it. And always remember to not just spread love, but spray love.